Castillo, go ahead.
Dave, what do you expect from for Gonsolin tonight in terms of a leash, pitch count type of thing?
I think, just as a overall kind of 50 to 60 pitches, something like that. But, depending on efficiency and how the stress of each inning, execution, all that stuff will certainly be baked into.
Do you expect his velocity to revert to what it was before the last start?
Yeah, I think that last start you saw some 91s, 92s, but I'm expecting an uptick. How much, I don't know yet, but just considering the soreness has dissipated, certainly an uptick.
We just saw Corey out here taking ground balls. Is he going to be around the team for a bit here? What's sort of the next step maybe for him?
Yeah, he's going to be here. I think he'll be with us until we go on the road, and we'll see where he's at with his progression.
And Josiah Gray was apparently through a live bullpen for OKC today. Any word on maybe when he'll make it on the mound? Do you know of any of that?
I have not got word. I knew that he threw that live BP, but as far as the progression, building him up, what that entails, how long, right now, I just don't know.
Thank you, Dave.
You got him. All right.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, kind of some minor league stuff. With Hoornstra, what have you kind of heard from him, how he's handling some of the things that you guys wanted him to work on?
I think Hoornstra has pitched probably a grand total of 17 AAA innings, and he's not a finished product. Last year, he came in on the radar and really impacted our ball club in a lot of ways. As far as pitch development, working on the slider versus left to have something to combat, to equalize the left-handed hitter, keeping the sinker, the two-seamer down at the bottom of the zone to go along with the slider to get swing and miss, soft contact, to kind of tighten that up, execute that consistently. Those are kind of the things that we want from Hoornstra. I'm sure he wants to, like all minor league players, wants to be in the big leagues. But there's some finishing school that we see in him that, once he does get back here, we want him to stick.
And sorry if this is asked already, but what was kind of the vibe in the clubhouse among the guys? You think they kind of flushed last night already?
I think it's flushed. It's a focused, quiet, focused team today.
And this might be kind of random, but you guys are going to DC next week. Do you guys know if you guys are visiting the White House at all?
I've heard rumblings that it's going to happen. I don't know which day exactly, but right now I think it's going to be a smaller number, obviously with protocols, but we're pretty hopeful that it'll happen.
Thank you, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Fabian Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Obviously, you guys have used David Price in sort of a variety of different roles this year. How have you felt about he's been throwing the ball lately? And as far as like stretching him out a little bit more, is that something that you guys have sort of shelved at this point?
I think we've shelved the idea of stretching him out. I think the 2-inning is probably the ceiling. I think he's thrown the baseball extremely well. He's a strike thrower. He makes quality pitches. I think that there's been some bad luck involved, and I say that as far as soft contact, grounders at fine holes. But he's done everything we've asked, and I'm going to continue to put him in leverage roles.
And then with Jimmy, it seems like he sort of has ascended into that like higher leverage role. I mean, how have you seen him take to that, and obviously adjusting from being a starter to like handling that sort of high leverage moment?
Jimmy has been fantastic. Certainly last year, and not being able to participate and being healthy this year. And I think that we're all aligned as far as doing what we can to keep them pitching in games, but keep them healthy. And so I think you've seen that we haven't gone back to back or gone 1+, and we'll go there at some point in time through the season. But right now we feel good about, 1 on, 1 off, or 2 off, something like that. But yeah, to his credit, he's pitched his way into high leverage situations.
And being a reliever, do you feel like that's the best way that you guys sort of see for keeping him healthy over 162?
We do. And you have to, because we also take into consideration what he's done in recency as far as the last couple of years. He's been banged up. So how can we get him from here to the end of the season, impacting our club? And that's just kind of right now where we see it. And Jimmy's on board too.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next questions from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, just kind of sticking with Jimmy. I know in May, he was a kind of a multiple inning guy. This month, he's been more of as Fabian mentioned, like a, one inning high leverage guy. Do you want him pitching kind of that 1 inning role ideally, or is he a multi-inning guy in your mind?
I think, Rowan, the thing is with Jimmy is that when we put him in multi-innings, the recovery took a little longer for him. So the way that we felt he can impact more games was to kind of go the 1 inning burst.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Last questions from JP Hoornstra. Go ahead.
Dave, just following up on the possible White House visit, is that something that was difficult for you to plan for just because of potential protocols in place? And has that been kind of up in the air to this point?
It has been very difficult. Obviously, correspondence with the White House, they've got a lot of important things going on. So the Dodgers have done a great job trying to figure it out for the players, the staff, and coaches. And so we still don't have complete finality, but I know that I'm personally excited if the opportunity presents itself. I think our coaches and players are as well. I hope the vice president Kamala is there. I'd love to meet her as well as the president, but it's an honor. It's something that any champion gets that opportunity, or most champions, that win world championships get that opportunity. So it's something that I've always dreamt about.
Cool. Thank you.